Hi, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon. My name is Sharon Ryan. I work at GenPysch and I'm the clinical coordinator of the eating disorder unit there. I wanted to welcome you all for coming to this webinar. I just want to let you know a few little housekeeping things before we begin. One is that we are recording this and it will be on the GenPysch YouTube channel. And the second thing is after the webinar is over, we will be sending out a survey. So we would really appreciate it if you could rate the presentation, leave a review for GenPysch, and just give us your feedback. We would really appreciate it. So with that, I want to welcome you all to here. This is the summer. It's 105 degrees right now today. And today's perfectly timed message is body image pushing back against the beach body mentality. I will be your host today. As I said, I'm the clinical coordinator at the Brick location in GenPysch, and I'd like to welcome you. So, there's it going. Sorry. So this is me. Minus my glasses right here, but I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit so you can get to know me. I have a master's degree in counseling. I'm a board certified bariatric counselor. I'm a licensed professional counselor in the state of New Jersey, and I'm also an EMDR certified trauma therapist in New Jersey, well, internationally. I do specialize in eating and weight disorders, trauma, health and wellness, and anxiety and depression. So this topic is really up my alley, and I hope that you learn some things in here. And also, if you have questions during the presentations, please feel free to drop them into the chat. We're going to be monitoring that. And then you can interrupt. If we see your question, we'll answer. Want to be as, as welcoming as we can. So with that, I'm going to start. So are you Beachbody ready? I don't know. I hear it on the radio. I hear it on TV. All we hear this time of year is don't even think about stepping foot on the sand unless you're Beachbody ready. We hear it on social media. It's in magazines, if there are magazines left, but every magazine you see at the grocery store, the front cover of it has how to lose 10 pounds, how to get Beachbody ready. It's pretty amazing. There's fitness ads, friends will say things, families, gyms. You hear it on the radio, you see it on TV. It's everywhere. And it's very prevalent right now. And it really affects everybody, but it really does affect adolescents quite a bit. So I want to do a little history, but where did this message start? Back in the, believe it or not, the 1990s. I mean, there's always been, body image things that have been around, but back in the 1990s, Beachbody started coming out, and it was when low-rise jeans, I don't know who remembers low-rise jeans, but they recently did a survey and said, what do you never want to see again from the 90s? And most people said low-rise jeans. The type of body you had to have for that was out of the realm of possibility for most people. So this is something that happened back in the 90s. Also, what happened was there was kind of a heroin chic kind of look inspiration. The models were very skinny, very kind of blah, but very, very thin, and Beachbody ready. Also, magazines were very popular back then, and between Cosmo and Mademoiselle, which is gone, Glamour, First, all those magazines, the headlines all said, lose those stubborn 10 pounds before summer comes, as if you did not lose those 10 pounds, this is a problem. So it started in the 90s, but this ad was very popular back in 2015, 10 years ago. It was Protein World, and people were outraged by it. If you look at this woman on the billboard, she looks, well, do you see anything on her except for she's very filtered, airbrushed. There's not a single thing. And she's just kind of like staring kind of blankly at the camera. Are you Beachbody ready? This was actually banned in some countries, this ad, because that people started to get very angry at it. Because the message was, if you don't look like this, very slim, very muscular, perfectly rounded breasts, you cannot be seen in a bikini, and you should take our supplement so that you can be seen in a bikini. So be slim and beautiful, but be anything else, and your social value will decrease. You do not deserve to put on a bikini and lie in the sun unless you look like this. So, what do you think happened? Do you think people were like, "Oh no, I have to take this protein thing"? Well, actually, what happened was the opposite. Women didn't accept that ad. Right around this time when the ad came out, the body positivity movement, which had been gaining traction, it really started to gain a lot of traction. And women of all sizes and shapes started to be like, I can wear a bikini. I'm confident in my bikini. They were social media, hashtags, all supporting body positivity. And it was like, hashtag body positivity, hashtag, I can wear a bikini, whatever. It became very popular. And then a new slogan emerged. Everybody is beach body ready. I actually have a sign in my house that says how to have a beach body, have a body go to the beach. These all became very popular back then. So you think this is great. Everybody is loving their bodies and there's progress being made. This is wonderful. We're all going to accept each other's bodies, how they look. This is wonderful. So you think this was 2015, right? So fast forward 10 years, we're in 2025. And what do you think happened? It's actually gotten worse, I think. I do believe that social media is a big contributor to this. If you go on any kind of social media, you will see hot girl summer workout tips. There's bikini booty programs, summer diet tips. On TikTok, there's the bikini talks, where people share videos of their workouts and diet regimens. And also on TikTok, there's the summer cut. Everybody, all the adolescents in our program talk about the summer cut, which is a restrictive diet just in preparation for going out in their bikinis. And summer body prep has thousands of videos on TikTok. But one thing that we talk about in our groups is that even if everybody on this webinar went on the same diet and did the same bikini booty workout, would we all look the same? It's impossible. We all have different bodies and we're all unique, but it's very pervasive. And this is what happens. They get sucked into it and it becomes very damaging to self-esteem. So one thing I wanted to put in, how many of you think this ad could run today, but instead of for Protein World, it would be Ozempic? I don't know how many of you have, if you're a therapist and you have clients or whoever is on this video, if you see people in your practices, Ozempic is becoming the biggest thing and everybody wants to be on that. And they think they're going to have the perfect body. So the noise around Summer Body Ready, it just seems louder than ever. You can't turn it off. It's on the radio in the car. Every other ad is, are you beach body ready? It's on TV. It's on YouTube ads, which is what the kids are watching. It's all over TikTok, as you said. It's on any of the social media, Instagram. You have the models who are filtered showing their beautiful, this is what I eat during the day and I'm beach body ready. So it seems a lot louder now. And what happens when people want to conform to the perfect summer beach body? It becomes overwhelming. Okay. Because I actually did a presentation in February. I'll tell a little story. And it was International Day at the school. And all the kids would bring in foods from their country or their whatever heritage they are from. And all the social workers and the guidance counselors were like, wow, this is the best International Day we've ever had. Everybody's eating the food and trying each other's stuff and everything. And then they said, you know what? We used to do it in May. And when we did it in May, none of the girls would eat the food because it was May and it was coming up on time for prom and going to the beach. Nobody was engaged with the activity. So they were like, we're just going to do it in February. But it's kind of sad when you think about it. It's overwhelming. It gets to be very stressful for these people. It's very harmful to your self-esteem. As we said, we can all eat the same thing and do the same, moving our body the same way. We're all going to look different. It's not, we can't look perfect. Nobody. There's no such thing as perfect. It also creates comparisons of your body to other people's bodies. And like I said, we all have our unique genetics. It's Everybody is different. And when they look at these body image things, they think that everybody's going to look like that. It definitely can create feelings of shame and sadness. So all of this really has negative effects on body image. And so little intro for anyone who wants some more information on that. What is body image? So body image actually refers to a person's perception, thoughts, and feelings about their bodies. It's how you think about what you look, how you think about how you feel. It encompasses how you see yourself in the mirror. It also includes how you feel about your abilities. And when we do body image groups, we like to kind of focus on people's what they can do. Are they creative? Do they have a talent with math, or are they a good artist, or can they sing? Because if you feel better about your abilities, you will probably feel better about what you see in the mirror. We try. Also, it's also how you imagine yourself in your mind. Um, do you think that you don't look right, or do you think that you look great? This is body image. And also, it refers to your perceptions and comparisons of other people's bodies, and abilities. So while we may be stressing positivity, this is what people can do, you're creative, you're a good singer, they start comparing, I'm not as good as that person. And then the comparisons kind of roll downhill. One thing about body image that's really interesting is it is developed over the course of one's life, and it's definitely influenced by a variety of factors. It also can change. So somebody may have very negative body image at one point and then have positive body image. It's not something, that you're going to keep with the rest of your life, I hope. If somebody has a negative body image in puberty, it's sort of common, but we hope that they're going to develop some positive body image. But they are very affected by society, what's beautiful, what's accepted. Right now, the body image that is supposedly the most popular, you probably have all seen. It's like the Kardashian look, no waist and a big, big butt. And so you go to the gym and you see all the girls are on that stepper trying to get that. But, in 10 years, it's going to change again. So our goal for body image is to get people to love who they are inside and who they are outside, and accept that everybody looks different and that they're all beautiful. It definitely varies from person to person, but we like to see, people getting more positive in their body image. So now we're talking about positive body image. This includes accepting and appreciating your body, having a very broad concept of beauty, and taking steps to care for your body and appearance that feels healthy and fulfilling, and striving for a good relationship with your body, not caring about outside influences or societal messages. Now, we say this here, I like my body, right? We say this all the time. How many people every day can walk up 24/7 and be like, I just love my body? We bring this up in groups all the time. It's not unrealistic. It would be wonderful if we could all do this, but there's times when you don't love what your body looks like or feels like. But so body positivity, it can be a daunting thing to reach, but we always aim for positive body image. Negative body image. Person with negative body image feels dissatisfied with their body and their appearance. They do a lot of comparisons with others. They always are measuring, they do body checking a lot. You may see people checking their wrists or checking their thighs and just being, getting very upset. They look in the mirror a lot. They feel ashamed or embarrassed about how they look, and they feel uncomfortable in their bodies. They also tend to see their body in a distorted way. For many of you who deal with this, you probably notice that somebody will come in and say, "Oh, I can't stand my legs. They're so big," or whatever, and you're looking at them like you are not seeing what everybody else is seeing. So there is some distortion when it comes to negative body image. So a third category that I really like associated with body image is body neutrality. So we have body negativity where the person feels like, "Ugh, my body is just the worst. There's nothing about," I've had people say, there's nothing about my body I like. I had one girl say, I don't even like my wrists and my hands. They look too big. I'm like, that was something, wrists and hands, most people will say they like their hands. And then there's body positivity, where it's very positive about everything about your body. Body neutrality, though, falls somewhere in the middle, and it's a really good goal. So body neutrality is when you take a neutral stance towards your body. It's not what it looks like. It's kind of accepting what your body can do instead of focusing on what it looks like. So every day your body changes, right? You're getting older. Maybe one day you, I don't know, twist your ankle, or one day your back hurts. I mean, there's different things that happen on your body day to day. It gives grace to that. Your body is not this perfect vessel that is going to look a perfect way. It just is a body, and it houses all your organs, and it does a lot of good stuff. This helps people to judge themselves and others less. Like there's no too fat or too skinny. It's just like, hey, I can run a mile in, 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is. It's just a neutral stance about what your body can do. It's also an inclusive approach that recognizes all types of bodies, because when we talk about body image, they're trans people, people with disabilities, they even have more where it's like they're not living up to that, perfect body image. So it's very inclusive, and it's like, what can your body do? You can draw, you can make jokes, whatever it is. It's appreciating your abilities. So I found some of these quotes, and they kind of make you cry, because these are from some teenagers mostly, but the one teen said, I don't remember, I can't really read it, when I started not going to the pool, but I remember I would try to get in as soon as possible to avoid my stomach being inside of others. This was a 16-year-old boy. And 17-year-old girl, as I've gotten older, I've come to accept my body a bit more. But as the summer approaches, I hate to even think about wearing summer clothes. I've seen people come, like I said, it's 105 degrees today. And one of the girls came into program wearing long black pants and a black shirt with long sleeves and sneakers. I was like, oh, she must be dying, but she doesn't want to get in her summer clothes. Um, Even older people are affected by this. This woman, my body changed a lot in the 2 decades. I had 4 kids and then had a car accident that left scars on her body. She says, I'm not a hot young woman anymore. And I stopped going to the beach. My husband still loves me and thinks I'm sexy, but I don't love myself. And that's what happens when people don't have good body image. They start not loving themselves. And another 16-year-old, I'm insecure of my body ever since I can remember. I really, really dislike what my body looks like, and I'm worried I'm wasting my teenage years being awkward and insecure. It's interesting sometimes when you do groups on body image and you have teenagers as along with the adults in the group, what the adults will turn to say to the kids is exactly this. I've been worrying about my body since I was 14 years old, and now I'm, 44 years old. Don't waste 30 years of your life worrying what your body looks like. And it's nice to see that. And sometimes it does make a difference. So I wanted to also bring up a point that being in beach body circumstances, like at a pool or at a beach, and not wearing beach attire, or like not taking off your t-shirt or cover up, can also have the opposite effect. People already feel insecure about their bodies. So wearing a t-shirt is kind of advertising, I am insecure about my body, and that it increases your feelings of insecurity. So it's kind of like a self-perpetuating cycle of feeling really bad about yourself. I just wanted to, and I don't have anything to do with this book, but this book is amazing. If anybody wants to read it, it's called The T-Shirt Swim Club: Stories from Being Fat in the World of Thin People. And it's a comedian and his sister. His sister is a psychologist. He is a comedian. They wrote this book. They both grew up, as they said, fat. But they realized that it's a very good book. And, they realize most young kids don't realize they're fat or that it's a problem if their bodies aren't perfect until they learn it. People make fun of them, peers make fun of them, their family may send them to quote fat camp, or society may be like, your body is not right. Um, so they learn it. I always say little kids are never born thinking that they don't look good. They learn it, and they start to learn that their bodies don't fit the norm. But concealing your body confirms the very thing you're trying to hide. It brings out the insecurities, and it makes you feel worse. So some more interesting information about body image. Recent study found 62% of Americans feel pressure to lose weight before the summer. This is not just adolescents. These are kids, these are adolescents, these are adults. Everyone is trying to lose weight, 62%. To be honest with you, I probably think it's a little higher than that, and these are just the people who were honest. How do they do this? It's restrictive diets or intense exercise routines. And influencers on social media are promoting rapid weight loss plans, detoxes, and summer shred programs. So this can definitely lead to increased body dissatisfaction, definitely leads to lower self-esteem, and can lead to disordered eating patterns or an eating disorder. So there's a sort of new term called seasonal body image, which refers to the variation in body image that occurs across the season. So during summer, body dissatisfaction and body image pressures are the strongest. This is when people just don't like their bodies, don't want to be seen outside. They tend to isolate if they're not happy. And during winter, the body image pressure and body dissatisfaction are weakest because you can wear more clothes and cover up and you don't have to go outside. So it's affected by the public, including friends, family, and colleagues, obviously marketers, advertisers, social media influencers. The pressure comes from everywhere. So, as we just said, during the summer, people go to the beach. They need their beach body. They use swimming pools. They exercise outside their homes. They use team sports. They're socializing. You wear less clothing, more revealing clothing, and people feel a lot of body image pressure from appearance-focused media and from their peers. People, I'm talking adolescents, adults, you're looking at social media, and you know what they say, people always put on the best thing on social media. It's the best facade, right? So they see their friends at a barbecue and the picture's perfectly filtered, so the person looks great in their swimsuit or their shorts, and they feel pressure to look that way, even though it's not really real a lot of the times. People don't like having their bodies on display, and people compare to other people's bodies. So another point that I wanted to bring up in this is the gym culture and how this can be very damaging to body image and also to this beach body mentality. Many gyms offer free memberships to teens during the summer month, which is great. I think, being fit is nice and if you want to, but it can be healthy, but can also be toxic because it associates people's body and fitness level to their worth. I don't know how many of you go to the gym, but when you go into the locker room at certain gyms, you will see lots of young ladies with their cell phones taking pictures of themselves, posing and posing and posing and filtering and then posting. So it's very damaging. It's not supposed to be about that. It's supposed to be about let's be healthy, let's be strong, right? And it can be very damaging. So some of the behaviors that surround gym culture are constantly pushing yourself to improve, tracking workouts. You probably see the people at the gym with their phones and they're tracking their workouts and putting their calories in and their weight loss. And there's the no pain, no gain mindset. Now, that mindset can lead to excessive exercising, which would be exercise bulimia. If you're going to run or go to the gym and work out for 2 hours, even though you have a fever or you're not feeling well, that is exactly what leads to an exercise bulimia. Maintaining a very strict diet or restrictive eating habits and equating health with a certain lean muscular body type, which is what everyone wants to have with the big butt. So there are a lot of harmful aspects of gym culture. There's a lot of body dissatisfaction, body image issues because they're comparing to each other. There is a higher risk of developing an eating disorder if you are part of the gym culture and tracking. It tends to promote the myth, which I just talked about before. Every person can attain the same body type if you follow the same workout and eat the same foods, which is we know is not true. So gym culture and diet culture tend to go hand in hand, which can easily turn into disordered eating or an eating disorder. So I'm going to give you some signs of body dissatisfaction in young adults and teens, but actually this fits pretty much for everybody. If you notice somebody is doing extreme dieting, fasting, obsessive calorie counting, not eating certain foods, letting whole food groups out. I can't eat carbs, that's something to watch out for. Compulsive or excessive exercise, That's a very big one, the gym culture. Constantly checking the mirror, pinching their skins for sign of fat, um, that that's what you see at the gym if you go. Consumed with appearance and how they are perceived by others. They compare a lot to others, and they avoid places where body image can cause anxiety. The thing is with this, if you're avoiding going to parties at the beach or going to swim parties or anywhere where there's going to be picnics where there's going to be less clothing, you start isolating. That's the perfect environment to develop some kind of disordered eating. So here are some strategies to improve body image this summer and not fall prey to the beach body phenomenon. Focus on health pillars, which are the 3 pillars of mental health: good nutrition, exercise, regular sleep. Cutting back on social media is a good one, or cutting out social media sites that do not make you feel good about yourself. I found this interesting statistic that reducing time on social media by 50% for just a few weeks significantly improved how people feel about their bodies. So what is that saying? It's giving people issues. Removing social media apps from your phone. Yes. Or disabling social media notifications, which is a big one because when people are sitting with their phones and those notifications keep popping up, it's very damaging and they just want to look at those. Again, unfollow anyone who makes you feel bad about yourself or negatively impacts your self-esteem and body image. It could be an influencer, it could be a friend or I don't know, acquaintance who makes you feel bad about your body. Wear clothing that fits and flatters. Don't hold on to clothes you're going to get into someday. Also, in our groups, we do days where we say, today, wear something that makes you feel like most like you. It can be anything you want. It can be your pajamas. It can be a gown. It can be shorts. Whatever you like that makes you feel happy. That's what you wear today. And it does make a difference. Stop comparing. We're all unique with different body shapes and sizes. That should be celebrated. And every day, try to appreciate, no, don't try to appreciate something about your appearance every day. Like I have beautiful brown eyes, or I love how strong my arms are, or I just, ran a mile yesterday in my fastest time, or whatever you accomplished, that's something really good. And remember that beauty is not just about appearance. We know that.
Hey Sharon,
Appreciate what, oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry, it's Danny. How are you?
Hi.
We have someone who shared a question. Would you take
Okay.
it now or do you want to wait to the end?
No, that's okay. I just don't see it popping up. So go ahead.
Yeah, Anila asked, why do we need to cut from social media?
Why do we need to cut down on social media?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, social media can be one of the biggest influencers of how you feel about your body. Sometimes it's right out there. There are sites that are absolutely showing you the perfect body or exactly how you should eat. But sometimes it's even like a subconscious thing that you're going to look at somebody you may say, oh, I like this person. She's a good influencer. She shows me how to eat. She's showing me the foods she eats and they're healthy, but you internalize that and she may look a certain way. You're not realizing that this is something that you may never look like. Yes, you can follow her stuff, but a lot of times on social media, it's very filtered. It doesn't make you feel good when you look at it. So I don't say cut out all social media, although I know people who do social media free days a week, or I know people who've gotten off all of social media just because it didn't make them feel good. When they were looking at it, they were like, oh, you look and you say, that looks like a good workout, and then you start looking at the person's body and it affects you in a negative way. So anything that affects you in a negative way, take a break from it. You don't have to go off it forever, although some people do. But yeah, that's why social media can be. It's also very filtered. It's also most of it is 100% fake. So yeah, that's why social media. The messages can be very damaging. Is that good? Okay. So here we go. Be actively critical of media messages. And you know what? When I talk about powering down from social media, I'm also talking about other media. I know a lot of people don't watch, television now. A lot of people watch YouTube. There's all different media that people are watching, but the messages are the same on those. And you really have to be very careful because they impact you. That's what marketing people do. They want to make you feel a certain way so that you'll buy their product. So if anyone here still watches TV and watches commercials, I think they just passed something where they want to try to limit the amount of commercials for prescription medications because if you notice them, about 70% of the commercials you see anymore are for Ozempic or Rexulti or Mounjaro and it becomes part of your narrative in your head. So it's something that might not even be something that you're noticing, and it's just getting into your brain. And that's what marketers try to do. Was there another question? Okay.
No,
Okay.
we're good.
Okay, just looking. All right, let's go back. So set boundaries definitely with people who make harmful comments. Um, it's okay to say if somebody comes up to you and they're like, "Ugh, I hate what I look like." Ugh. I mean, we don't want to hear people say that, obviously, but it's okay to say to them, you know what? I'm okay. You look great to me or whatever, but hearing that really impacts me. You can say that. It's okay to say that. Um, they've done studies that have shown that a lot of time mothers who make comments about their own bodies as they're growing up and never being happy really seems to be laying the ground for an eating disorder for their children. But because those little words can add up. So try to avoid or redirect body disparaging comments like that include fat talk, or people talk about how fat they look or feel, which always drives me crazy when people say, I feel so fat. Like, what does fat feel like? It's not a feeling. So let's try to get rid of fat talk with negative comments or comparisons about other people's bodies and realize it's okay to struggle with body image issues, but it's not okay to accept or project insecurities onto others or for them to do it to other people. We really have to be mindful, but it's very common for this to happen. I mean, even in the work situation, how many times has somebody brought, cookies into the workplace or cupcakes and without fail, I'm guaranteeing if you work somewhere, people will say, "Oh, I can eat half of this cupcake because I'm going to the gym later," or "Oh, I better not have that because I already had this." People are doing that all the time, and it's not even thought of on a conscious level. This is how people are, and it really impacts people with their body image. So I'm gonna move this. So try to look for gyms that feature all types of bodies. That's a good one. I'm not promoting Planet Fitness, but Planet Fitness doesn't have any scales in its gym. They don't believe in that. They believe everybody, judgment-free zone, which is nice for some people. So that's something that might work. Find a workout that works for you. Don't just do it because everybody else is doing it. Everybody has a different way they like to move their body. It could be dancing, it could be running, it could be walking. There's a million things. Just move your body in the way that you like to do it. So it definitely increases your confidence, moving your body, and increases your mental and physical well-being. And we all know that moving your body can also reduce feelings of anxiety and depression. So just take an honest look too at your fitness circle on and offline. Surround yourself with people who care more about how you're doing than how you look. Okay. And that might be hard because people can be very mean, and it's a very hard thing to look and to be like, if I looked different, maybe I would be liked, but there's more to it than that. And there's confidence in yourself, there's confidence in who you are. And I tell everybody the best field trip in the world is going to the beach. And you go there and you sit and you look and you see every type of body, shape, size, height, weight. You see everybody there. And then you realize nobody's looking at anybody in a weird way, like, everyone's just there with their families, with their friends, by themselves, just enjoying, the sun, the beach. And I always feel like that would be the best thing to take a field trip and just sit there and notice. Nobody's looking at you and thinking anything about you. They're just enjoying your company, or they think you're funny, or they just love being with you. And nobody is looking at your body in a way that's like, oh, people need to know that. So it's obviously good to spend time with people who have a body positive outlook. And I like to say, make a list of 10 things you like about yourself that aren't related to your appearance. Sometimes you do this with people and you'll ask them to do it, and they may struggle for like an hour trying to think of 10 things. Other times you'll be pleasantly surprised. And I had one person write down 25 things they liked about themselves right away that had nothing to do with their appearance, which was great. See yourself as a whole person. You're not an imperfect body part. You're not, a big butt or, skinny legs, or you're who you are. And everything about your body is just who you are. Do something nice for your body, get a massage, get a facial, get your nails done, do something that will make you feel good. And instead of spending time thinking about your body, maybe start a hobby, become a volunteer, do something that makes you feel good about yourself. Many times people who are struggling with body image or an eating disorder, they can't maybe work at that time. So we do encourage them, go volunteer one day a week at an animal shelter. You'll feel so happy. And it's almost like pet therapy. And it makes them feel good about themselves. So we do say practice self-compassion every chance you get. Be kind to yourself. Be kind. If you're kind to yourself, you're mostly kind to other people, and that can prevent the negative images from seeping in. So having compassion for your body has been linked to a reduction in unhealthy eating behaviors, because be kind to your body, you'll only have one. That's it. Okay. There's no need to beat yourself up because you don't look a certain way. I know this time of year can be very stressful with the beach body, but my favorite saying, which is right here, well, trying to achieve a beach body impacts your body image and how you feel about your body. It impacts your self-esteem. It can cause anxiety. It can cause depression. And it can impact your eating behaviors, leading to disordered eating or an eating disorder. It's not good trying to achieve the beach body. What is a beach body? It's a body here. How to have a beach body. Have a body and go to the beach. So that is it. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see if there are any questions. There will be a survey coming at the end of this. If you have any comments or questions that you'd like to discuss or anything that you felt hit home, please let me know. You can drop a message in the chat or you can say something online. If you don't have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to GenPsych. We do have an eating disorder program in our Brick location and in our Livingston location. And it is for adolescents, ages 13 and up, and also adults, all ages, all genders. We have a PHP program and an IOP program. So if you have any questions about that, there's a message.
Thanks, Sharon. This was fantastic.
Okay.
Very informative.
Okay, well, I'm glad. If anyone has any questions too, you can send emails in, right? Would that be okay?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I will definitely be on for the next 10, 15 minutes if people want to send some questions.
Okay. I can stay on too. And please, I hope you're all wearing your shorts outside because it's 105. It really is. Oh, okay. I have a question. Social media. Wow, Pakistan.
You're broken down and tired.
Somebody was here from Pakistan.
Of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter. but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up.
Hello, how are you? Okay, everybody, I know people are signing off, but I really want to thank you for attending, and I hope you liked it. I hope to see you again soon with some other presentations we'll be giving. Otherwise, have a very nice day, stay cool or stay warm, whatever you like. Thank you very much.
And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains.